get a feeling for the chaos and what they were trying to say. So yeah, going to be some really good matchups today, but it does look like we're finally loading into Las Vegas for the first match between BURTS and Frog3.
And here we go, everyone, lock in, get ready to rumble here. The floodlights of the arena has loaded, and both these teams here will be going for a best-of-5 series. Starting off from the NA is BURTS versus EU as Frog3. And first of course, we'll have to see the positioning of these players take. Again, I do say the high ground advantage is super important here. We have, again, the players here on BURTS here, initially starting off with that high ground there as well.
Yeah, and that area is called the Megadome, so it's kind of the central high area in the map, and it is a great starting point for your team to be. Eventually, this tends to kind of get destroyed, especially if there's a vault up there, but right now we can see them set up on top of the Megadome, just looking down on the pink team, just waiting to see if they can get any movement, any open area. They might demat in the top zone just to see that they can see down, but they are playing it really smart at this starting stage.
Yeah, exactly here. And you can see it's just a patience game right now. Sees Chickpea has got the red barrel here, looking to opt with the jump pad as well to spot out where these players are going to go for. And that's some movement there. Chickpea immediately spotting the first player, going in with the elbow and model here, but it's Carbon Magma that goes down back to a 2v2. Swacko now utilizing the winch claw. Players being defed back up, still a 2v2 here. But it looks like now it's going to be Emilian who manages to get the assist there. Still trades coming out though. Carbon Magma down to 1, and it's Swacko's team, BURTS, taking that first win.
Yeah, that was a really close fight. Honestly, Frog3 was doing really well in that fight. They seemed like all of their players were getting kills and that they got down to about a quarter health, but I'm not sure. It seemed like the reses came back up and BURTS was able to just kind of get the dominant force on that, and they did get the team wipe, and now they get the cash out started.
Yeah. And like I said, it's a nice little starting off there point, because you have to kind of get yourself the nerves, the pre-match jitters shaken off as you get into these fights, and especially winning a fight this early as well. And I'd say pretty decently confidently is a good start for them. And we've seen time again, Swacko is the last player that does manage to survive these ones, and they've retaken the high ground once again.
Yeah, they're right up there in that Megadome, and they have perfect view. They dematted right into the Megadome, and look at that. They are just jumping down. They're playing aggressive now. They stayed a little bit away from the point, and we've seen that happen in their playstyle before, and it just buys them the opportunity to run in there, and that's exactly what they're doing. Swacko with the RPG, just ready to get that final shot off and see what he can do. We're waiting for them to demat below. Yep, there goes the demat. Tiny little area, a little unfortunate demat zone, but they still have control over this cash out. They are starting to get fight. A nice winch claw goes off by Swacko. He gets a lot of damage off, but he is low, 70 health. He's getting healed by his teammate, by Z, and he is doing some damage. There goes Emilian down. It is now 2v2. One player is low on the Frog3's side. Can they come back from this? They need to make something happen right this moment. It does look like BURTS is able to get their entire team back up. The fighting is keep going. Swacko is doing great with that shotgun. Goes for the winch claw, pulls him over. They can't bring this last member of Frog3 down though. And there it is. There is a team wipe, and pretty much securing this cash out for BURTS.
Yeah, and again, it's just kind of unfortunate there. You can see the advantage that you can have when you utilize things such as the dematerializer or the defibrillator as well. I call them the double Ds, especially for the medium contestant. But no, in all seriousness though, yeah, really well played there from them. Again, the technical ability to play off of each other and going to be very consistent for this one. And it all started off initially with that high ground advantage. I've said this before, high ground is 20% of the finals.
Yeah, and we're seeing this more often, that teams don't play on the point. Like, I get that there are times and opportunities that you do want to play very close on the point, but these teams play so far away that it honestly kind of scares me at times, because you've got such a long time to travel to get over there. But as you've pointed out time and time again, that being in the high ground can give you that advantage, even if you're so far away from your cash out.
Yeah, exactly. And again, here we can see this time, though, it looks like Frog3 will have the vault in their sights from above, and they'll have to be a little bit patient though, because there is a floor separating between the two. Emilian here throwing the grenade into a dematerializer combination and another one, but not happening just yet.
Yeah, you gotta love that strategy, because it's really smart, but you gotta time it just perfectly. Didn't seem to work out, but we have seen it work out plenty of times in these matches. It does look like Frog3 was able to winch claw that cash out, or that vault, but it didn't look like it went through. There they go. Now they got it. Looks like they're gonna try and maybe avoid fighting until this cash out gets put in place. Frog3 is running to, I think, look like B, maybe C. Not entirely sure, but they are getting cut off by BURTS. What an amazing fight. Red barrel, perfect shot. Emilian goes down. Does look like Frog3 is wiped. What an amazing quick fight that was.
And we're already seeing this difference actually from yesterday, because if we take a step back and think about the matches we had on Monaco, Swaka was that player that was sort of extending his range out from his teammates. He was playing on his own, sort of, and it kind of gave me the disbelief in how their synergy works together. But today we're seeing these players actually stick together, and that's a lot better.
Yeah, and it's so critical. This is such a game that changes on the fly, and if you are separated from your teammate, it just makes a push or a defensive time just almost nearly impossible. So we are seeing the fighting getting kicked off one more time. They are going to have this cash out down to about half health. A lot of people fighting over this Megadome. Not sure who there got winched, but it did look like a nice winch went off, and they are sliding off the Megadome. There's an APS set up, but not really in a good spot for Frog3. They're fighting over the kind of disco dome at this point. A lot of damage. Swaka with that shotgun gets some great kill. He gets winched and pulled out of position. Does look like he went down. It is Z trying to heal his teammates instead of getting damage off. He throws a frag just to buy a little bit of time. He is going with that healing beam, but boy, it is close to overheating. He needs to make something happen. Oh man, Frog3 is just getting punished. That is the third team wipe that's happened so far.
Yeah, is there anything you're seeing initially from this?
Yeah, it does seem like BURTS is really just kind of getting the jump on Frog3 nearly every time. And really, when we get into the combat, we've had a couple of fights that were really extended, but probably 2/3 of them have just been pretty much instant deletions.
Yeah. I would say as well, now it's obviously down to the last chance as well. The first map potentially going for the first pick here for BURTS team as well. Currently, roughly one final push here as that cash out B is just over 75% here. Million, Magma, and Basso now driving towards cash out B. The problem is, though, is they're going to have to spot out where BURTS team is hiding here. And now they all get together, they group up. And can they take this one final steal to be able to secure them it back to a one-to-one? The initial steal goes out. Unfortunately, though, it looks like the cash out being bounced over as well, thanks to the jump pad. Emilian now going in with the model, but I think it's going to be a bit too late for these players. Gets the first elimination to Swako. He goes down. You said the raid boss has been eliminated, but unfortunately they have stayed alive for just too long, and the round is over. BURTS confidently takes the first map.
Wow, yeah, that was a little more brutal than I had expected, but Frog3 did have a couple of really good... I'm very excited to see Frog3 in this tournament, in this kind of spot, but yeah, they need to kind of prove why they're here, and that yesterday wasn't just kind of a fluke. Now, we might be able to see that getting onto Cis Horizon. This could be a complete comeback, but they are going to need to start something right now.
Yeah, well, remember, Horizon was the map that Frog3 should be a little bit more comfortable in. We saw them, they did beat Holthol by 2-1. It was 2 cash outs in their favor of the 1. And, you know, it was a better performance here. So we're going to look for, hopefully, Emilian, Magma, and Basil to maybe be a little bit more refined here, a little bit more complete. And first of all, we have Basil here, initiating with the KS shotgun. Going in with the winch claw as well, taking a shoulder to Swako and an elbow to the face, gets the elimination straight away after that now, and it's back down to a 3v2. Now it looks like, instead of going for the fights here and stalling it even more, it looks like they will escape and take that straight away towards cash out A. But look at Chickpea, actually. That is interesting. He's already around there.
Yeah.
Already waiting for his teammates.
And while this first cash out gets started, we want to do a quick shout out that we had another $100 donation from Burrito Supreme. So thank you so much, Burrito, for supporting the stream. All the money goes to the players, and it will be very much appreciated to add to the pool. So our pool is now at $2,259. If you want to donate, I believe you press !donate in the chat. It'll give you all the information you need. So,
yeah. Call it death from above then. So we see Belissa here with Carbon Magma and Emilian here, holding some really nice high ground. And also note the APS there as well, just below the players. Z has spotted out that all three and confirmed that all three are above. And I really like this position here. But look at this. One of the players going in already. It's Basil with the heavy here, asking to pull his teammates towards a different position here. And this is actually quite interesting because if BURTS didn't realize that, it still happened. Now we're back towards F3 on attack.
Yeah, it's a little sloppy there, honestly. F3 seems so far away from the point. They just got stolen underneath them while they were trying to organize their team. And now, honestly, a really sloppy kill that just happened there. It does look like BURTS is getting some damage done to them, and now it's a 2v2. And we see Z is trying to heal his teammates, but he's down to the last one. Can he make anything happen with that model? He does get Carbon down. It is, oh my god, he got Emilian down and a team wipe. What an amazing comeback from BURTS, because that looked really close there, even going towards Frog3. But yeah, they seem a little sloppy right now.
Well, I ended up getting a bit speechless there because I thought that when they were pulled, when Basil pulled them over to jump down from the high ground, that they'd be able to stop the steal. But I don't know, like that, because Basil had the ability to be able to jump in there with his teammates. But again, that dome shot being up from Swacko kind of disabled a lot of their plans. But they should have been prepared for this. They know Swacko has the gadgets to be able to do so. Anyway, they're going in again here, playing a bit more aggressively. They have one final potential chance.
Yeah, and they throw down the APS. We see the winch claw going off, and honestly, the time is out. So even if they get the kills, they will not get the cash out. Does look like Frog3 is going down pretty low, and there is another wipe for Frog3. I do not think that Frog3 has had a single wipe on BURTS yet. Am I wrong in that?
I mean, no, I think you are correct in saying that. It's always been Swacko who's basically been lost alive with at least more than 5 bars of HP. So, yeah, it's very concerning at this point, considering the fact that that first cash out was actually heavily in the favor of Frog3. And again, we're just going to have to see how these players pick up the pace here and get back into this. A bit worrisome, I would say, right now. And then obviously you have one more cash out here. Frog3 need this next one. It's kind of now or never for the mind game, right?
Yeah, because if they lose this map, it is an uphill battle that I just don't know that they can make it happen. Frog3 has surprised us in the past, and come on, guys, I'm rooting for you, because let's make something happen. Let's make these exciting games. You can show BURTS what you got. But it does look like BURTS has grabbed the second cash-out vault, and they are bringing it probably to C. But if they do go to C, they're going to have to cross paths with Frog3. Frog3 is set up at the overlay kind of setup in that area, and just waiting for BURTS to go through them. So no matter what, they're trying to stop kind of the push and maybe fight over this next vault. We do see Chickpea going pretty far away from his team, so maybe they have something strategized there. Maybe they're going to throw the cash out, but I'm not really sure which way they're going just yet.
Well, I feel like they're taking too long. If you're BURTS right here, they need to continue the pressure they put. BURTS is in the mines, and they know that they have the technical ability here to beat Frog3. BURTS needs to carry that vault and really start to like take the pace in their favor. We have here, obviously, first of all, the red barrel here from Sickpea, managing to deal a tiny sliver of damage here, but then again, pulling up there with the RPG from Swacko. Now players in the air. It's the model as well going out from Chickpea, but again, dome shield up in their hands as well. Basilla goes down. Then picking up the vault here to transport it over. And again, frustration here for Frog3. It doesn't seem like they have a massive plan between them. They are going to have to wait here for maybe Basilla to either get revived or coin back in. And finally here we have BURTS now transporting the cash. I think Magma has also spotted them as well for the information play. They have confirmed that they are going C. And Basilla now being coined back in now. And he has revived. All right, big play here from Frog3.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know why they bothered with that fight over the vault. They should have just brought all the fight to right here. So it does look like they have that red barrel, and I love that they're using those more and more, because they are kind of a slept-on thing, because it gives you so much damage, just like in a little RPG. And look at that, he did get a direct hit with that red barrel, so a good shot from Frog3. I think that they're going to try and drop the cash out at this point. It does look like they're kind of getting set up for that. And then I think that they're going to try and set up their defenses, maybe some goo, something to just hold BURTS off for just a little bit. But we are at the second cash out. If BURTS gets this, that's it. There it is. There's that drop. They're dropping it down one more layer. It does look like it got stuck, but there we go. They're able to demat it one more time. They are getting pushed at this point. It does look like they're making a strategic move to get away and out of the combat. It does look like Mealing is taking some damage. He goes down. Can't make it work with that model. And Frog3 is not looking good. It does look like they're down to their last player. He gets RPG'd, and now he is just trying to, Basilla's just trying to run away, trying to buy him some time. Oh, nope, he actually goes for the kill so that he couldn't be toyed with, and to make sure that his team comes back in time for one last push on C.
And I'll explain, they did that play, what they just did there was actually because of what was working really well yesterday against Halter Boys. And I think actually, to be fair, that was the best attempt we have seen all matches so far for Frog3 to get back into this one.
Yeah, and what was it exactly? Just the dropping it so far, or what point?
Drop double floor, go up 2 floors against them, take the high ground against the players that are trying to protect their defensive cash out.
Gotcha. Yeah, that is a good strategy. And it did seem like it started to work. But then they got swarmed, and kind of BURTS is doing what BURTS does best, and just kind of utterly destroyed.
You'll see here. You'll see him do it here again. So they're gonna drop the cash right here. I mean, they don't really have much time here, but they're gonna try it again. Take the high ground. See, take the high ground on the players, and see if they can catch them off guard. This time, it doesn't like BURTS, but one player has been distracted. The model going in, and the elbow to the face. Emilian can finally get the elimination that's needed, but hasn't done it just yet. Sickpea goes down. That cash out also needed to be stolen right now, and the wipe has also happened just in time. Can Emilian take the steal?
No.
Is it enough? But unfortunately, it isn't. BURTS taking the second $20,000, and a really nice try there from Frog3. That exact strategy you saw was what made Frog3 so good and scary.
Frog3 is able to kind of pull something out. Maybe they've been really grinding on this map. Maybe they have a bunch of strategies that nobody's seen before. I don't know. If they do, the time to pull it out is right now, and I really hope that Frog3 can pick themselves up and get something going.
Does fortune favor F3 here, or will BURTS take the last and final map needed to bring them through into the grand finals? And thank you obviously very much to British Supreme again. Yeah, it's the prize pool for this tournament just going over $2,000 now as well, so a lot of money of course in the mind of this tournament. But going back to the players so individually, we have here BURTS on the first tag here of Vault 1.
Yep, we see them getting set up. Vault 1, they're in firm control over it. It does look like they're trying to get a little space, trying to find them. And Frog3 is right there, so they are going to get the fighting started. Z is pretty far away from his team. He might just try and take this cash-out vault and just run with it. One person goes down from Frog3, and Basila is on 3 HP. They do get the res back on Emilian, and Carbon is at full health. So it does look like Basila is just trying to stay alive just a little bit longer to get that res back, that healing back up. And there it is. He's running with the sledgehammer? Oh my god. Okay, what a move. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is exactly what I would do. I would do something completely random, do something completely different, because you got one more shot. Let's make it fun. But
yeah, could potentially even be, you could say, they have some tricks up their sleeves as well. Because, yeah, the sledgehammer into winch combo is incredibly interesting here, and that has got to have a ton of balls to be able to play that one off, and especially convince your teammates that that's also a potential thing to use as well in this one. But we just saw that it worked out right there. So, again, Basila here, managing to transport the Vault 1, and that is going over to cash out B.
Honestly, that was probably the most competent fight we've seen from Frog3 so far. So they might have something going here. And we do see the goo going up in a really unique position. I think they're trying to set themselves up where they're kind of outside of the cash out area, and they can just kind of swarm onto them. I like this positioning. It's really quite unique and something you'd only see in the finals.
Yeah, and look at that, Sick P and they're holding the red barrels here, so they're kind of waiting to see where the positions are of these players, and again, mantling the stairs there to get some information as well. And like I said, now it's the information game, right? They're trying to find out where these players are here on the other side, and again, they haven't spotted them just yet, and that's up to Swacko as well to help solve. He has the RPG as well to change some of the levels here to find out where these players are.
Yeah, and honestly, both teams have been using these red barrels really impressively. Oh, and they got caught. Look at that. They demat and just try and run away. You see the winch claw going off. It does look like Frog3 has jumped off. I'm not sure if they're in a great position. Swacko goes for the RPG, but he did hit himself with that. That is unfortunate, and it looks like Frog3 is just committing suicide so that they can hop on and get their team back in the spawn and get one more last push on this cash out.
If you're going to put yourself in a unique position, you've got to be prepared for people to find you. And again, I just think that Frog3 weren't really prepared for it. You can see where the APS was as well. It probably gave it away just a little bit as well, maybe with the noise of the APS. I think it was SickP that found out where those players were. Yeah, sure, it was a unique decision, but again, not the best here, and they're going in for another chance here. They need this run right now.
Yeah, this is absolutely it. I mean, they have to get something moving. They need to get one cash-out win. This is Game 3, and we haven't seen a single cash-out from Frog3. So here we go. We see Emilian with the glitch barrel in hand. Looks like he's going to try and run, but oh no, it looks like BURTS is nowhere to be found. So Emilian's going for the steal, but he's probably going to get interrupted.
Oh my god.
It is dropped, and yeah, there goes their chance. They are out of time to get this out. Jump. It was dropped and on a bounce pad. So amazing setup from BURTS. Frog3 is down to their last person with Basila and just a little bit of health. He does get a great elbow kill on Chickpea, and they're actually able to get a second wipe for the match. So, I don't know. In this, it seems like they are performing better right now, but it's just still not enough.
Well, question is, are you a believer? If you guys are watching right now, this is the final map potentially for F3 and the final cash out here. This could be the final time we see F3 this year competing, especially in Breakout. And they have to come up with a solution right here, right now. This is rock bottom for them. And a big mystery is needed to be solved right now.
Yep, it does look like they're in control of Vault 2 at the moment, but BURTS is right behind them, and they're starting to bounce pad up. You see the fighting happening. Not just yet. They are just kind of feeling each other out. And it does look like Z throws down a red barrel trying to cause a little bit of an explosion, maybe get a little more space in between them and Frog3. Frog3 is now playing, I would say, a little more conservatively, but nope, actually I take that back. Dome Shield goes down for both teams. We see Sledgehammer going off, but he cannot connect. And it looks like it's down to Carbon, and Emilian goes down as well. Carbon at 66 health, and he is being chased. He has got 50 health. and that's it. So the first wipe on Frog3, maybe the second one, but still, they are kind of, I don't know, struggling a little bit, and it does look like BURTS will get in control of this vault.
Pay attention to the statues again, because these revives aren't happening. I don't think I have the scoreboard quickly on the map as well. I just want to see how many revives are even happening here for Frog3. But I think you're right. You pointed out earlier with like the defibrillators being effective as well. But I just don't know. Like, I don't really have the confidence right now in Frog3 here. I would love to see them take this, but they have to come up with a play, and it has to happen now.
Yeah, and oh man, I mean, what just happened there with BURTS? Really kind of a sloppy play. They tried to demat as the elevator was moving up, and it just looks like they missed, but hey, they did catch themselves. And look at this movement. My god, look at that from Swacko. That is impressive. I can barely do that. I mess up probably about half the time, so that's really good movement from some of these players.
He is zooming, and the chance here for Frog3. Can they keep their legacy going right here for Breakout Worlds 2024? One final cash out on one final chance. Dematerializer potentially trying to bring it down 2 floors, which is what they're trying to do here. But it looks like BURTS is well prepared for it. They have to back off here into the dome shield as well. Players now, again, being more patient here and cautious. They know they do not have any other chances here, and they're clawing for an option, clawing for a way back into this one. And it is going to be Frog3 potentially losing this one if they cannot come up with an option and cannot come up with it fast. Look at Z Swacko there and Sickp still on high ground, holding their wits here. They have brought it down 1 floor as well. That cash out is now being stolen, but that double C4 is a big problem here. The APS didn't really be effective as they wanted it to be. One player already low. It's Carbon Magma. They're trying to panic kill for the rest of these players. Swacko gets winched in thanks to Basil. Model here going out for the shots. Swacko goes down for the first one. He's only on low HP. It's Magma death down to 1 player, but unfortunately it's been wiped. And there it is. BURTS being confident in their plays, confident in each other's abilities, and unfortunately, I think this might just be all done and dusted here for Frog3 as they have 5 seconds left before they get back in.
Yeah, I mean, we might see one, chaotic final push, but by the time they get there, it just is not going to work out for them. BURTS is kind of the champion of the defensive side, and pushing through that defense, trying to get a steal, not really likely. They are spawned, even not in a great position, but by the time they get there, they're just going to have to hold it. And I just don't see this happening. We do see Frog3 starting to move in. They have one last chance. The APS turret goes down. They're trying to get some kills, any kills, drop that cash out. It does look like Carbon's going to go for the steal. Everybody is distracted. This might be his opportunity, but he is getting chased down, and he does get killed as well. So they are down on their last person, and that is it. They get a wipe right at the end, and BURTS is the dominating force of this tournament so far.
Yep, Fortune Stadium, unfortunately,